Tucked away in a banquet hall of a fire station in High Spire, Pennsylvania, is a training club known as Integrity Combative Arts. Today, I am interviewing with Sensei Tollett to get some insight on this local location.
So many, right? Sensei need right?
Arigato, gozaimasu.
Arigato, gozaimasu.
Excellent. Okay, guys, let's get started.
So when did you start training?
I've been doing martial arts since I was 9 years old, honestly, but when I was about 14 years old, a good buddy of mine, we fell in love with, we heard about a local school, went down, checked it out, fell in love with that, and which is judo and jiu-jitsu, pretty much the application of that school, and I've been in love with it ever since then.
So did you immediately know you wanted to start teaching, or did it take you a while?
Oh, it took me a while. Definitely when I would say when I was, got my black belt in 98. So I first started assisting a little bit. I realized then that I really liked to teach, and I kind of fell in love with it then.
So when did you start training other people on your own?
Honestly, I had no intent to actually do any training, but I met a guy in 2016 named John Fox. We started talking about martial arts. I've seen his passion. I was looking for a partner to train with. We got together, worked out, and we've been doing it ever since then. There's been some ups, there's been some downs. I've gained people, lost people, different locations, moving around. But things are really starting to work out now.
So when you first started training other people, you were more of a sister location to your previous school in Texas. What made you break off and separate from them and do your own thing?
Didn't really break off. I just kind of like changed the name and because my thought processes on the way I teach and the way I do things were a little bit different from Sensei Torres's. But he really insisted that I find my own voice, and that's kind of the reason why we have IKA right now.
So was Sensei Torres like a mentor to you?
Absolutely, yeah. Sensei Torres is a mentor. Sensei Garcia, Sensei's our Masters Adenic. A lot of mentors, but I think Torres is probably the very closest to almost like a second father.
So what are some things that you teach?
Judo, jiu-jitsu, grappling martial arts, basically, MMA. We do kickboxing, and I'm really big and partial to FMA.
What are 3 of your favorite techniques?
3 of my favorite techniques, I would have to say 2 of my favorite judo techniques would be koshiguruma, osotogari, which is an outside leg leap, koshiguruma is a hip throw, and I like sankyo, which is a wrist lock.
So you also have experience training people with mental or learning disabilities. How do you tweak your teaching style to better communicate with these students?
Individualize, really sit there and monitor, be aware of weaknesses and strengths, and then, try to find out a little bit more about my students, either through family or themselves, watching them, and then I can kind of tweak the training as necessary.
Lots of patience.
Lots of patience. Absolutely. But it pays off. It really does. It's very rewarding.
In your dojo where you train, you have a picture that hangs up on the wall. Can you describe to me the significance of that?
Those are the founders of the systems that I study. Those are my teachers. Those are my mentors. Those are the people who made me who I am today.
You also teach Kali. Can you describe to me more about what that is?
So Kali, actually, Bikiti Tersha Kali, generalizing, is an indigenous art, of the Philippines. It's a bladed art, and so it's about movement. It's about using the traditional weapons of the Philippines, to kind of understand movement and stuff like that as well. Very good self-defense too.
Did you immediately start training in Kali, or did it take you a while to find it?
Honestly, Sensei Garcia, when I was studying back home in Texas, got involved through law enforcement with the Texas Kali Association, and we had a lot of instructors back then. He brought it to us and kind of took us to a couple classes here and there, and in 2007, I think I really got in there and just started learning it and really fell in love with it.
So you train now with a man named Tuhan Bobby. Can you tell me more about him?
Tuhan Bobby, as we call him, Kuya. Which Bobby's just a very passionate guy. His way of teaching Bikiti Tersha Kali, in the Mabasa group is phenomenal. I don't know what to say. Bobby is a lot like me. You know, he looks at things and he really understands the not so much the flash and dash, but more the practicality. You know, simplicity is mastery. You know, he always says, you know, this is my kali. You know, you learn it and you forget it, and then the reason you learn it is so you can forget it, and it becomes a part of you.
So would you say that Kali is a more focused point in your system, or no? Would you say everything's rounded?
I would say kali is a very big part of what we do, but I would say with all of the system, all of the things that I teach, it's kind of like the link, the chain link that puts everything together.
So your school is open to everyone, young, old, knowledge level, interests?
Of course, 100%. Yeah. Just gotta dedicate yourself, come and work hard, and you'll get some good results.
All right, Sensei Eric. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a good one.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Show me right. Sensei need right.
Domo.
Domo.
Arigato.
Arigato.
Gozoi.
Gozai.
Mashite.
Mashite.